Hey guys, welcome back to another storytime video. So today's storytime video is going to be about the time that I threw up in front of a strip club. Now this story was suggested by a friend of mine who said I should do a storytime about this video, so I'm gonna do it. I do warn you though, it is not a story for the faint-hearted. It is really gross, really disgusting. So if you're like eating or something, I suggest you don't watch this video at this time. Yeah, if you have a very queasy stomach, this is just like a warning for all of you guys, because it's really gross. So the story starts out that I think I was 22 years old, and I used to go out clubbing all the time, every weekend, during like the weeknights, but mainly the weekends. I was out pretty much every weekend. And one friend that I used to go out clubbing with all the time, and she was pretty much like, you know, my clubbing buddy, so we'd be together almost every weekend, just going to these clubs. Now the clubs I used to go to were the ones on the Gold Coast, which were pretty amazing. They had a lot of cool different themes. So one night we decided to do some pre-drinks at hers. Now I'm not a big drinker at all. In fact, sometimes I could get sick of one drink. That's how bad of a drinker I am, because I just don't have the stomach for it. But this one particular night, I decided that it would be a good idea to do some pre-drinks with my friends. So I went over to her place pretty early on the night, and we started drinking. I decided for my alcoholic choice, I thought drinking, they had this special goon sack of Smirnoff, but it was like a pre-mixed drink. So it was a Smirnoff, but it was cloudy apple flavor. It was really easy to drink. All I remember of the drink was that it was very easy to go down. It just tasted like apple juice, and you hardly tasted the vodka. So it was very easy just to keep drinking it. So we decided to leave at about 9:30 at night to catch a cab to go into the heart of the Gold Coast so they can go clubbing. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we decided that we should play a drinking game. And we decided to play 7-11 doubles. If you don't know what that game is, it's a really simple game. What you do is you play it between your friends. I was playing it with just one other person, and say you're playing it with two people. What you do is you roll the dice. If you roll the dice and you land on a 7, 11, or a double of any of the numbers, then your friend has to take a drink. If you do happen to roll on the 7, 11, or a double, then you do get to roll again. So it's your turn again, and it keeps going until you roll something other than a 7, 11, or a double. So my friend and I were playing that game, and it was pretty fun, you know, just having these drinks in front of us and just drinking slowly. And it got to about 9:10, 9:15, and we all of a sudden realized, well, shit, we're going to be late. Our taxi is going to be here any minute to come pick us up, and we still have all these drinks to finish, and we are still playing our game. So we decided to hurry it up a little bit, and my friend suggested, hey, I know, how about we change the game from 7-11 doubles to 3-5-7-11 doubles? And I was like, okay, like whatever gets us drinking more, I guess. So she goes, I'll go first. In other words, she'd have the go at rolling the dice first, so that if it does happen to land on one of those numbers, I'd have to drink. So I didn't think this through, and I just went, okay. So she took the dice and she started rolling, and of course pretty much every number that she hits is 3, 5, 7, 11 doubles. And it left me pretty much like just constantly drinking. It got to a point where I was pretty much sculling my drink, telling her to stop rolling the dice, filling my drink up, and then continuously drinking it. It wasn't a smart idea. We finally finish our pre-drinks, and I'm already a little bit tipsy, and we decide to wait outside, and we get into our taxi. It takes us to Surface, where all the clubs are, and we decide to go clubbing. So when we get to Surface, we decide to go into this one club that's not there anymore, but they used to offer champagne to all the ladies on a Friday night. Like, they only offered the one glass, but at that point, I was ready to take whatever alcohol I was going to get. So we walked into this club, and we got our champagne. We go upstairs to the dancing area, where taking turns between dancing and drinking and whatever have you, and it was all good fun. And then we decide to leave and go to one of the main clubs. So at this point now, I am pretty far gone. Oh yeah, we met up with other girls, by the way. And we all decided to leave, and we were like, yeah, let's go to like this awesome other club. And I was like, okay, well, I'll meet you ladies there because I'm actually pretty hungry at the moment, and I'm going to go and satisfy my hunger, and then I will go and meet you when I'm finished. And the girls are like, yep, no worries. So I'm now by myself, and I'm walking along this one stretch of road. And the one thing about Surface is that when you go out clubbing, you know that you'll always have somewhere to eat afterwards, because the place has got a lot of pizza shops and kebab shops that are always open. So I decided to go get myself a slice of pizza, and I decided to go sit down at this bench that happened to be in front of a strip club. I'm really gone at this point. I'm trying to chew on my cheesy pizza, and I suddenly feel really, really sick. So I put my pizza down next to me, and I don't know how long I was sitting there for, but I do remember that it started to rain, and I hunched over, and I tried to hold it back as best as I could, and I couldn't, and I ended up throwing up a lot, just on the ground in front of me. And the strip club that was there had a beautiful lady that was doing promo. If you don't know what promo is, it's a girl who looks beautiful, she dresses all lovely, she's gorgeous, and she entices people who walk past to come into the club. So she's standing there, and she's not too far from me either, and I feel really bad for her because she witnessed the entire thing. She can't go anywhere because it's her job to stand there, and I just threw up everywhere. In front of this kebab place, in front of her, in front of whoever else happened to be walking past. So I tried to like sit back up, but I couldn't, so I stayed there. And I just kept on getting, the alcohol was hitting me more and more with each minute that passed. I remember at some point hearing this male's voice asking me if I was okay. Now, when I'm drunk, I don't want anyone to go near me when I'm at that point. So I was so close to looking up and telling whoever it was that was talking to me to fuck off, when I look up and I realize that these two males that were right next to me asking if I was okay were wearing blue. And it was then I realized that they were actually two police officers. So I thought, well, better not swear at them. So I look up and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. And they were like, all right, well, if you're all right, we're just going to have to get you to go across the road there and just, make sure you're all right. So I had to get up and I had to walk across the road blind drunk. They didn't even help me, but whatever. But I had to cross the road blind drunk. And in Surface, they have like this little outdoor shed area. It's like a portable shed. And it's called the chill out zone. And it's meant to be for people who are way too drunk and they can't look after themselves, like me. And you go in there and they give you water and they look after you basically. And they have like a lot of seating areas. So I walked in there and the first thing they do is go, oh, honey, are you okay? Oh my goodness, honey, do you want some water? Honey, let's put up your hair. They put up my hair with hairpins, like, way to look after a girl. And they give me water and they get me to sit down. They're like, honey, do you want any blankets? Honey, are you okay? You know what, honey? Do you want some buckets, honey? We've got some buckets in case you need to throw up again. They were really lovely. Honestly, they were absolutely lovely. And I felt really embarrassed. So I was like, no, I don't want anything. And they're like, no, don't be silly. We've got heaps. So they got me, they pinned my hair up, they gave me water, they gave me a bucket to throw up in should I need it, and they gave me a blanket. So I fell asleep for I don't know how many hours, but I fell asleep. At one point during the night, I told her that I was going home because I was feeling sick. I actually woke up to the sound of to someone waking me up saying that my phone was ringing. So I look beside me and my phone is ringing. And it's my friend who I was doing the pre-drinks with in the first place. And she's like, oh, I just want to know, are you okay? So she must have called me at this particular point in time because I looked at my phone and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. But I remember that she called me at that point saying, "Did you get home okay? I'm just calling to see if you're okay." And I said, "Yeah, I'm actually still out and I'm at the chill out zone and I've thrown my gups up in front of a strip club." So she couldn't believe it and she came and picked me up, and I remember just being in the worst state. We took a cab home, and the second I got out of the cab, I threw up in my bushes, threw up again the next morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was a complete wreck. But surprisingly, my hangover did not last that long. My hangover only lasted about 4 hours, I'd say. Yeah, 4 or 5 hours. It didn't last that long because by the time it got to about 10 o'clock or 10:30, I was right as rain. I was up and running. It was all good. So that is the story of the time that I threw up in front of a strip club, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you do like these storytime videos, please let me know. Just give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share with all your friends. Bye!